Well, being a good listener is about more than just hearing what someone else is saying to you. Actively listening can help strengthen your relationships and make it better for conversation. Amy Schmidt is the host of the podcast Fearlessly Facing 50. She joins us now with some tips to become a better listener. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Thank you. Great to see you.
All right. So first off, can you explain what active listening is and how do we go about doing this?
Yes, exactly. Active listening is a form of communication which requires you to be present. It also allows you to take in verbal and nonverbal, cues from the person that's speaking to you, and then your ability to listen and reflect back on what they were saying.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Let's talk about one of your first tips is to ask great questions. What type of questions should we be asking?
Yeah, non-judgmental questions. That's a great thing because when you're really listening and engaging with them, you want to say things like, I really think what you're saying is interesting. Could you explain it a little bit more? Or if you're sitting, with your boss or with a colleague, you might want to say, could you explain that a little bit more? I know you're really passionate about it and I would like to better understand.
How you say it's also important to pay attention to our body language. How does that impact your conversation with a person?
Exactly. We don't want to be sitting with our arms crossed. We don't want to be, sitting aside, looking away from them. We don't want to be getting up and walking around the room. We want to make sure that we're sitting there, looking them in the eye and really listening. And you know what? It's so great for relationships because you're building trust when you're a better listener.
Here's another interesting thing, empathy. I know it's hard for some people to actually express that. How do we go about doing that in a conversation?
Empathy is just like confidence. It's a muscle and we need to flex it and we need to practice it. And that's really, if you're sitting with someone, really understanding how they're feeling when they're delivering the message to you. So if they're talking about something at work and it's challenging for them, you can tell they might speed up their cadence of their speech a little bit, or they might get a little flushed in the face. Or maybe if you're speaking to someone, a family or friend, and they're a little bit concerned about something, or it's something that they're really, really frustrated with, you can sense that. So deliver, when you talk back with them and talk with them in this conversation, make sure you're really empathetic and understanding where they're coming from.
Okay, so lastly, you say there are some things that we should definitely not do in a conversation. What are some of those?
Exactly. The big thing is don't interrupt, right? We want to get our word out there so badly and we're so ready to do it. So when we've got a house full of people over Thanksgiving or we've got our young adults coming home, let them speak. You know what? And if something comes to mind and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to forget about that, just jot it down. And then when you go back and once they have finished, you can say, you know what? You were so interesting when you were saying that. I had to remember what I wanted to ask you about. So you can always do that, but don't interrupt them. Don't go on the defense. Just let them, communicate clearly what they want to you. And, we learn through better listening. We really do.
We sure do. Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your tips.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
And for more inspiring life tips, you can follow Amy on Instagram or visit her website. The information is right there on your screen.